Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Randy McAtee, and today I'm going to do a part 2 review of the Minolta 200mm f4 prime lens. Now, by way of review, this lens has a minimum focal distance of about 8 feet and goes to infinity. Let's see, I'm doing this backwards. You see 8 feet there, and it goes to infinity at over 100 feet. It's a really simple to use lens. It has its own built-in lens hood, and it's very lightweight. It weighs like 1 pound 2 ounces approximately. It's a little bit longer when I put on the I use a micro 4/3, and I use a Fotassi adapter to attach it to my GX85. So as you can see, it's a little bit longer after I attach the adapter, and this is what it looks like adapted to the GX85. It's a pretty lightweight system. And in case you're wondering, I love the GX85. It's a nifty little micro 4/3. I like that, well, that it is so small, and there's some pancake lenses for it that just make it nice. I can just stick it in my pocket, unlike the larger DSLRs. Anyway, getting back to the lens here, I forget how I got this lens. I might have mentioned how I got it in part 1. I'll put a link to part 1 down there. I was just getting started with manual lenses when I did part 1, and I was just learning how to focus, which is a little bit tricky. So when, you know, the subject is moving away and the subject is moving towards you, you have to follow it and track it with when you're manually focusing. And it's one of those things that the more you do it, the better you get at it. And so over time I have improved. And so in part 2, I decided that I would just provide some still images so you can see the quality of the images for yourself. And I'm doing it simply because I like the lens so much. It's an inexpensive lens. I've seen it as low as like $20 shipping included on eBay. And you know, I don't know what I happen to have a really nice copy. I think it's a nice copy. It's nice and clean and whatnot. But you know, if somebody were to approach me and say, "Hey, I got this lens. You want to buy it for 20 bucks or whatever?" Even though I have one, I'd buy it. I'd buy it. I could always give it away to somebody else who's interested in the lens. But I think that you'll see here in these images that I'm going to share that it takes a respectable image, and yeah, if you're a pixel peeper, is there a chromatic aberration? You know, yeah, you can see some chromatic aberration. But look, you know, you can pay $900, $1,500, $1,800, $2,800, $3,000 and more for a zoom lens. But are you going to get 30, 50, 100 times or whatever better image quality? Probably not. My point is this: I'm a hobbyist, and I enjoy going out with a lens like this and shooting it. And I just feel that you know, from being on forums on the internet, from watching YouTube videos, that people kind of get this mindset where, you know, you go onto these internet forums and what's the best lens? What's the, you know, what's this? It's like they feel like if they if they have the best camera, or if they have the best lens, they're going to take the best pictures, which just isn't the case. A perfect example of it would be some gal that posted some images on Reddit, and I thought that they were exceptional, because so many people post images, and you know, most of them are just like meh, you know, and sometimes there's some really nice ones. Hers were very good in terms of composition and just the overall image. And so I happened to ask, you know, what kind of lens were you using, what kind of camera and lens, and I can't even recall her answer, but I remember it was like like a Nikon D40 or something like that with some cheap lens, and which I really appreciate, because it doesn't take the best lens, and it doesn't take the best camera. That's not all what photography is about, and filmography. The Blair Witch Project was done on a 16mm camera and an RCA like high 8 camcorder. I think those camcorders probably like $150 or something like that if in working condition. Although they're probably hard to find now if you went to look for them, because people who saw the movie or heard that it was done on that think, oh, if I get that camcorder, you know, then I could make a good movie. But that's not the case either. It's, you got to use your own creative mind to take great images. Anyway, and if you're a professional photographer, of course, you got to have a sharp image, and you're going to have to invest more money. But you know, if you're a hobbyist, you start where you're at, use what you have, and you do what you can. And that's kind of where, you know, what I'm doing. And I enjoy these older vintage cheap lenses. So without much more, I'm going to show you some images that I took. Most of them are just where I went to the park and shot some images. At the end there is one video clip that was taken with the lens. So let's roll them.